London, the capital of the United Kingdom, one of the richest cities on Earth, a global symbol of power, prestige, and unimaginable wealth. An economy worth more than $500 billion, so powerful that if London were its own country, it would rank as the 26th largest economy in the world, similar to entire nations like Norway. For nearly 2 centuries, this city has dominated European finance. It has been the playground of bankers, investors, global corporations, and billionaires. But behind the luxury apartments, glittering skyscrapers, and designer storefronts, there is a side of London no tourist sees and no politician wants to talk about. A side that tells a far darker story. In 2023, local councils revealed a statistic so disturbing it should have shaken the nation. More than 1 in every 50 people in London are homeless. And in just 10 years, this figure has risen by over 50%. Let that sink in. A city of global wealth, where tens of thousands sleep without a home. And the crisis doesn't stop there. Real wages, what people actually take home after inflation, have been virtually frozen for over 15 years. People today earn almost the same as they did in 2008, but the cost of living, housing, energy, food, all have exploded. The result? A generation trapped in a system where survival replaces ambition. And when hope disappears, people do what they must. They leave. A junior professional in London can earn more than double in New York, while the cost of living is only around 1/3 higher. The message is clear: stay in Britain and struggle, or leave and live. And every year, more choose to escape. The most alarming part? It's not the unskilled who are leaving. It's the young, educated, ambitious core of the nation. Doctors, nurses, engineers, specialists. Even Britain's iconic National Health Service is facing a looming exodus as staff flee poor wages, impossible hours, and collapsing working conditions. Britain isn't just losing workers, it's losing its future. Here's the paradox. More people are immigrating to the UK than ever before. But research shows those leaving are significantly more skilled than those arriving. This creates a deadly imbalance. High-skilled workers replaced by low-skilled labor. Lower productivity, weaker services, declining quality of life. A slow economic decay hidden beneath the illusion of prosperity. Remove London from the equation, and Britain's living standards collapse so severely that the remaining UK would perform worse than Mississippi, the poorest state in America. Let that reality settle in. The empire that once ruled the world, now struggling to keep pace with Eastern Europe. In 2007, British households were only 8% worse off than their peers in Northwestern Europe. Today, that gap has grown to 20%. Soon, the average Slovenian family will live better than the average British one. And by the end of this decade, Poland will surpass Britain too. This is not progress, this is decline. And the most painful blow? Housing, the heart of Britain's social breakdown. There simply aren't enough homes, and the ones that exist are completely unaffordable. For young people, homeownership has become a fantasy. Without massive income or family wealth, buying a home is nearly impossible. The so-called bank of mom and dad has become the only ladder left. Yet housing wasn't always like this. In the late 1970s, Britain introduced the Right to Buy scheme, allowing public housing tenants to purchase their homes at discounted rates. It was celebrated as a victory for the working class, but the long-term damage was catastrophic. Social housing stock collapsed, and it was never adequately replaced. The population grew, housing supply didn't. The private rental market exploded, rents spiraled, and competition became brutal. Today, house prices have outpaced real wages for more than 30 years. A permanent divide was created, those who own and those who never will. And the consequences? Temporary housing has more than doubled since 2010. Thousands live in overcrowded, damp, mold-infested buildings. Families are uprooted, children drop out, opportunities vanish. This is not just a housing crisis, it is a generational prison. And while young people suffer most, older generations hold multiple properties, a growing wealth transfer upward, a frozen future below. For the first time in modern British history, a generation expects to live worse than their parents. And slowly, silently, they walk away. At the core of it all lies another deadly force: stagnant productivity. Before 2008, UK productivity grew at around 2% annually. After the financial crisis, it flatlined. Investment dried up, innovation slowed, infrastructure aged. British companies now invest 20% less than their counterparts in the US, Germany, and France. Less technology, less efficiency, less competitiveness. And nowhere is this decay more visible than the NHS. Once the pride of the nation, now on the brink. Waiting lists have surged from 3 million to over 7.4 million. Cancer survival rates lag behind most developed nations. Staff shortages intensify, morale collapses. Despite increased funding, rising costs swallow progress. An aging population, expensive new treatments, inflation, staff wage pressures. Money enters the system but disappears into maintenance, not improvement. No future planning, no long-term vision, just survival mode. And then came Brexit, a decision sold as sovereignty, but paid for in trade, growth, and confidence. Manufacturing slowed, imports rose, red tape strangled efficiency. But Brexit isn't the root. It merely accelerated rot that had been forming for decades. Britain chose short-term comfort over long-term vision, privatization over investment, profits over infrastructure. And now the consequences are unavoidable. Once, Britain was a magnet. The 1990s and early 2000s were years of optimism, cool Britannia, economic resilience, confidence. But beneath the surface, structural weaknesses grew. Industrial jobs vanished, financial reliance increased, regions outside London were abandoned. When the 2008 crisis hit, it exposed everything, and Britain never truly recovered. Today, the signs are everywhere. Young professionals leaving, housing unaffordable, public services overloaded, productivity stagnating, living standards falling. A nation rich on paper, but struggling in reality. Britain isn't collapsing in a single moment. It's disintegrating slowly, quietly, invisibly. And the most dangerous part? Many still believe everything is fine, but the truth is brutally clear. The illusion is breaking. People are voting with their feet. The talented are leaving. The ambitious are relocating. The young refuse to stay. Britain is not being destroyed by war, not by invasion, but by neglect, by bad decisions, by decades of mismanagement. This was once the home of opportunity. Now, it is the symbol of a modern contradiction. A nation that looks wealthy, but feels broken. A system that appears stable, but is quietly decaying. And unless something changes soon, the exodus will not slow. It will grow. Because the most dangerous collapse is the one that happens while everyone is still pretending everything is normal.